Hi everyone, today I'm going to be bringing you my makeup inventory, and I've laid out all my makeup here on the floor, and I'm going to be going through the categories very quickly and telling you the numbers. Before I do that though, let me turn the camera around, and I'm just going to warn you my room is a mess. But I'm just going to turn the camera right here to my laptop, and by the way, that's my kitty who is sleeping there. And I've just made a makeup inventory Google Doc, and I've listed pretty much all the products I have with the desired count. I'm going to go through the numbers with you, but just to let you know, I'm not going to go through the desired count in this video just because it's pretty much most of it is 1 or 2 or 3 or 1 or 2, so I just don't want to bore you with that. And of course everyone has different ideal numbers, but I'm just going to turn back around, and again, excuse the mess. And I'm going to start with this corner right here, and I have a little cheat sheet as well, so I'm just going to be reading the numbers here. So I'm going to start with foundation primer or face primer, and I have 5 face primers, and I am counting deluxe samples as full-sized primers, and that's going to be the same for every part of this makeup inventory. Every single sample will be counted as full size. So these are all my face primers. Next, over here I have all my concealers, and I have 4 in total. Moving on here, I have foundation and face setting spray. I have in total 5 foundations. And also, I'm counting CC and BB creams as foundation. So I have this Clinique CC cream here and this Dr. Jart BB cream, which by the way I love. I'm counting that alongside all the foundations. That's just something that makes sense to me personally. And then I have only 1 face setting spray, which is perfect. That's where I want to keep it. So I'm all good with that category. And for foundation, just to let you know, as I've said in the beginning, I just want to have 1. That pretty much goes for almost all parts of my collection. I just want to have 1 or 2 of each category. So, moving on next, I have powders. These are all of my powders. This, by the way, is a Boots number 7 loose powder. And this one is a Be a Bombshell loose setting powder that I got from Ipsy, and these are all pressed powders. So in total, I have 5 of the powders. Moving on next, I have bronzers, and excuse the mess here. I have I've put blushes on that side, but these are bronzers. In total, I have 9 bronzers, and this may not seem like an accurate count right now, but I am including bronzers that come into those big palettes, eyeshadow palettes that have like bronzers, blushes, lip products, and I am counting the bronzers including there in this count, and I will show you those palettes later on. So next, let's move on to blush, which is right next door. I have 18 blushes. I'm including cream blushes like this NYX and this one stick from Be a Bombshell, and the pressed blushes and the loose powder blushes. And also, as I've said before, I have a bunch of those eyeshadow palettes. Well, not a bunch of them, but I have a few of the big eyeshadow palettes that have blushes, and I am counting those blushes into this. So 18 blushes in total. And I'm not dividing, as I said, powder and cream eyeshadows, just because it makes sense for me to just have one big blush category. Okay, next let's move on to single eyeshadow. So for single eyeshadow here, I am including both pressed eyeshadows and these loose eyeshadows, like this Mica Bella loose mineral shadow, this Pixie shimmer. And also I'm including cream and eye bases and anything like that. So all of it is included in one category. These right here are also considered in my count as single eyeshadows. This is just this cheapo plastic thing I've cut, it used to be bigger, and those are a unit palettes filled with the same single eyeshadows. They're essentially a gift from my sister. I have no idea where she got them. I think they were a gift. I don't know what brand it is. It didn't have any packaging or anything like that, but they are pretty good quality. So let me just show you an example. This is what they look like right here. And that's the Uni palette, which you may recognize from my 2014 Project Pan. So these are all considered single eyeshadows. Of course, without this Urban Decay face primer, which not face primer, eyeshadow primer, which is the only one I have, and that's considered as one face primer. I know some people may count the eye bases, like this one, as being a eyeshadow primer, but for me, I don't know why, it just makes more sense to just consider it as a as a single eyeshadow. So these are all the single eyeshadows I have, and there are 35 of them in total. Okay, so I already told you about my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. It's just one, and next let's move on to eyeshadow palettes. So I know some people include for eyeshadow palettes, they have separate categories for like small palettes and for very large palettes like this one I'm showing you over here. For me, it makes sense to me, for my collection, to just count all of them as one category. So no matter if they're quads or they're trios, or they're humongous elf monstrosities, or they're the other ones that I have over there, I'm just counting them all as separate palettes. And I have 16 of them in total. So I have smaller ones over here, like these Almays and these NYX and Pop, and these sample ones over here from, I believe, BH Cosmetics. And this huge one that I have over here, this is from e.l.f. And as I told you before, this one includes lip products. It includes bronzers, highlighters, blushes. So this is going to be one eyeshadow palette. In the back here, I also have, sorry for the shakiness, I have the Stila. In the light palette, I have this limited edition Tarte, and this one from Kat Von D. And also, let me just pull one of these out. I have 5 of these in total, and I'm not showing all of them here. So I have 5 of these in total. This is from Sephora. These used to be a huge palette made up of 5 of these, but unfortunately, I've had this since 2010, I believe. Unfortunately, the palette, I broke it, so right now I just have these, and the palette also came with one of these portable palettes, so you can pop out these individual ones and put them in here. So I have another one in here, and I will show you this one when I do my Finish 5 by Cinco de Mayo. So that's why I'm not showing that one there. So these are all my eyeshadow palettes as they stand right now. So let's move on right next up to lipstick, right next door. These over here are all the lipsticks I have. And by the way, this Bite pencil, like chubby pencil, I guess if you will, is counted as a lipstick, just because, again, that makes sense for me. So I have 28 lipsticks. Okay. Next up, I'm going to move on to lip gloss. Lip gloss is right over here. So for lip gloss, I have 38. And just as I just showed you, let me move right over here. I am counting these babies as lip glosses. I don't know why. I'm counting them as lip glosses. They have more of a lip gloss texture, in my opinion. Also, these Sephora ones also have 2 lip glosses as part of their part of the palette. So I'm counting those as lip glosses. Also, with lip gloss, my plan is to use them up quicker than lipsticks just because they go bad quicker, they're more liquidy, so my plan is to use them up quicker, and that's why that went into the reasoning for why I made the palette lip products that came in those big palettes as lip glosses, just because it forces me to use them up faster. Next up, let's move on to highlighters. These are all my highlighters I have. These are my Couture, like the little highlighter papers that came with Ipsy. This is like a Well People highlighter from Birchbox. This is like highlighter stick, deluxe size highlighter, blah blah blah. Like a Mary Luminizer along with a sample Mary Luminizer that I've hit pan on. So I have 10 in total. Next door over here, I have all my eyebrow products. Great Lash mascara, clear mascara that I use as an eyebrow gel to set, and 2 pencils from Maybelline for my eyebrows. After I use up the Maybelline pencils, I will be moving on to doing my eyebrows entirely with powder eyeshadow, just because I find that works for me really, really well. And in terms of eyebrow gel, I'll probably, if I need one, and right now I don't feel that I really need one for my eyebrows, but when I do, I'm going to be purchasing a cruelty-free one. Okay, let's move on to pencils, since they are all right here. I only have one lip pencil, and it's this red one. The only time I really need a red pencil is when I'm doing a red lip, pretty rarely, unfortunately. And that's really the only instance where I find that I actually use my lip pencils. And about a year ago, I gave away all my other lip pencils that I really wasn't using up to my sister, which really likes to use lip liners. Okay, so these are all my other pencils, aka my eye pencils, and I have 14. I'm counting all the colors together. I'm counting the black with the purple with the silver, and I have a green Dolce & Gabbana one too. All of these are counted as one. And I'm also including in the count my 1 gel eyeliner and my 3 e.l.f. Liquid eyeliners. Again, this may not make sense for everyone, but just because I just don't have many pencils in different forms, I'm counting them all into one category, and my goal is to just have 1 or 2 of maybe a gel eyeliner and 1 pencil eyeliner, because I really don't care for using different types of them, which is just my style of makeup. So last but not least, I have all my mascaras right here, and I have a lot of deluxe samples, and I have some full-size samples, and I have 7 of them in total. So this is all I have for my makeup inventory. This is everything I dug out. This is all I have to work with. And I know this may be reasonable to some, this may be excessive to others. To me, for my lifestyle at this point, it is a bit excessive. So I really want to clear out a lot of those single eyeshadows. I want to clear out a lot of the lip products in those big palettes. I want to clear out a lot of these lip products. And just be able to contain my makeup to just what I really use and purchase when I run out. And that's the way I would love to be able to do it. So that is all I have for you, and thank you so much for watching.